Sawasdee Krap, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to talk a bit about climbing techniques and handholds and how to use different kinds of handholds. So I'm just going to give you a quick introduction to all the different grip types that we use when climbing. Differences like crimps, pockets, slopers that I'm going to demonstrate in this video, and how to use each one of these safely and efficiently to get the most out of your climbing. Okay, so this is a sloper. It's obviously pretty flat, not much grip on the top, nothing to get your hands behind. So a lot of beginner climbers will struggle with slopers for that reason. What really helps when climbing on slopers is to try and get your center of gravity directly beneath the sloper. So you're going to hang with a straight arm directly underneath it as much as possible. So when you try and pull up on the sloper, it's going to feel a lot worse. What I suggest if you find that slopers are a weakness of yours is it's probably best just to experiment a lot, climb a lot of routes with slopers and figure out exactly where your feet and your center of gravity need to be, and that way you'll get more comfortable with them as a hold. Okay, so the next type of hold we're going to talk about are crimps. And crimps are usually small but quite positive holds, something like this, or like this even. Now you've got two options when it comes to a crimp. You can either do a full crimp, which is you pull up and your thumb goes over the top of your index finger, like that, and that's good on really small but positive holds. If you get a slightly bigger hold, you might want a half crimp, which is you just leave your thumb underneath, but you still have your fingers at the 90-degree angle there. Now half crimping is a little bit safer for your joints, so I'd recommend you do that whenever possible, and just save your pure crimp strength for really small positive holds. Be a little bit careful when crimping. There's a lot of stress put on your finger tendons there. So it's a good idea if you feel anything uncomfortable or if it's sore, just to back off. Okay, so this is a pocket, and a pocket is a type of open-handed grip where it's recessed into the rock a little bit and you can only fit 1, 2 or 3 fingers in the hold. So for example, this is a 2-finger pocket, and you're going to hold this a lot like a sloper, but just trying to keep your body directly underneath it, pulling straight down if possible. Now you can use, like I'm doing, your middle 2 fingers, or you can even use your front 2, depending on what's more comfortable for you. And it's the same process whether you've got 1, 2 or 3 fingers in the hold. One thing to be careful with, especially with small pockets, is that try and really be careful when you pull on them, as it strains a lot, puts a lot of pressure on the tendons in your forearm when you hold pockets. So just gradually put your weight onto it, and again, if you start to feel any pain or tweaking in your hand or your forearm, just let go. Yeah, best to stay safe. So this is a pinch, and a pinch is just like it sounds, any hold that you pinch using your thumb, like that. Now pinches, again with the body position, you don't want to be directly underneath it in this case, or pulling out on it. That's going to put a lot of stress on your grip. You want to be either off to one side or to the other side, and that's going to give you a bit of mechanical advantage when holding that kind of hold, if possible. So this hold is an example of an undercut or undercling, and it's any hold that faces downwards. So you're going to grip it from below like this. Now underclings tend to be better the lower down they are. So if it's high above your head, it's going to feel really hard to pull onto, but if you can get it down to waist level, it's going to feel a lot more positive. So this hold is what we call a side pull, and that's any hold that faces out to the side of where you're climbing. So you're going to take it like this, and the body position you want with a hold like this is to lean back as much as possible, and that's going to give you the most advantage on that hold. Okay, and this is what we call a Gaston. It's very similar to a side pull. In fact, from this side it would be a side pull, but because my body's going to be to the right of the hold, I'm going to take it with my left hand like that. So it's kind of the opposite of a side pull. For a Gaston, it's best you pose with the right foot and the left hand there, and you want to pull up into it, get it as close to your shoulder as possible. You have to be a little bit careful with the Gastons because they do put a lot of pressure on your shoulder joint. So again, if you feel anything uncomfortable there, it would just let go and save yourself for another climb. Well, that about wraps up our introduction to climbing hold types. If you want to see more climbing skills and techniques videos, please check out our channel. And if you're ever in town in Chiang Mai, you can come down to the climbing wall and practice a little bit what you've learned as well. Okay, Crimp and Krap, thank you for watching, and climb on.